Alright, we're back for the back nine here at Redan Park in DeKalb County. Again, one of the oldest disc golf courses here in the metro Atlanta area. As a matter of fact, this was designed by the same guy that introduced me to disc golf almost 20 years ago. It took me 18 years to pick up a disc, but was introduced to it back in the late 90s. Alright, we're going to start with hole 10 here on the back. And it's a par 3, 325 feet in its current location. And if you were watching the front nine, you would have saw this basket from the nine's tee. Has 3 locations, and this one is the furthest one to the right. So that's a very respectable approach and a very respectable putt. That's right, clap about it. Moving on to hole 11. It is a par 3. 225 feet, and they call this one, is titled on the sign, alley-oop. Basically, it's a nice soft hyzer to ace run. Throw my pure there. Oh man, you got to see that again. I know the frustration. Of course I do. It's me. Throw the pure on a nice little hyzer, and it just does what it does, follows its line and hits all the chains on the left side, not a pole at all the chains, and then it just falls down gently. That may be my Hulk smash yell or something. I don't know what that was. A lot of frustration there. I don't think I've recorded any of my aces on camera, so that would have been the first. Alright, moving on to hole 12. It's a par 3 and it is 205 feet. You'll notice that the holes aren't that long on this course, but they're still challenging. You have to attribute that to how old the course is. Oh, a little kick there off to the left. And the distances that were feasible back then. I don't think back then anyone imagined somebody throwing 600 feet drives or 400-foot shots with a putter. And that was just a little pitch out there. So none of the holes are monumentally long or anything, but like I said, it's an older course, so I need to wear earmuffs in the summertime just to keep the bugs out of my ear. I have no idea why they're attracted to my ear so much. Tap in there for a par. Alright. Moving on to hole 13 is par 3, 335 feet in the current location. And this is either a good forehand or a nice turnover or a flippy driver. I think I went with, I'm not sure what I went with, but it didn't stay where I wanted it to. It got kicked to the left there. So this pin location is fairly new, but it's actually in the woods. The other 2 locations are out in the field, so it's just a long ante shot. This one is trying to flex back into the woods, but actually closer to the pin. So let's see if I can get a drop in thumber. Well, it went up and it dropped, but not exactly near the basket. So I'm left here with a putt through the trees. And just ends up being an upshot off to the left a little bit on trying to ante that in. Alright, we're going to move on to hole 15. Nope, I'm sorry, 14. It is a par 3, 385 feet in the current location. And I was a little frustrated throwing here because there was a group in front of me that threw 8 shots from the fairway, this one guy, when his teammates or his car mates saw me sitting here on the box waiting. I was a gentleman and I didn't throw into him, but the thought did cross my mind. The smart play is just a long hyzer to go down to either pin location. There's a pin location that's outside that's much shorter that you don't quite need a distance driver to get to. Oh, there you go, off the cage. At least it wasn't an air ball. And was able to tap that in. Now we're going to hole 15, which is a par 4. I think the sign may actually have it listed as a 5, but we play it as a 4. It's 420 feet in this pin location. This location I think is fairly new as well. Let go with a nice little flippy driver there to get out there. And got a friendly little kick back to the fairway just to give me an easy look here. And running with the anti-putt. Oh, wow. Nice bid. Almost rang up a 2 on the par 4. But we'll just tap that one out. Now this is hole 16 and it's a par 3, 200 feet, and I did run into the group that was holding me up on the previous holes. I decided to go ahead and play through them even though I was filming and we just had a few holes left, but their pace was just a little grueling. I led into that just a little bit too much. Again, might have been a little frustration, so I flew way past the basket. I think I'm at circle 2 now. Oh, and another air ball. And there you go. I think par is respectable on any course on any hole. All right, this is hole number 17. It's a par 3, 371 feet in the current pin location. And that is my insanity again. And we miss it as it goes to the right. We're blocked by those trees. But come up to the basket and it's right there. Circle 1. Gotta love it. Alright, and we tap in for a birdie. Hole 18 is a par 3. It is 295 feet in the current location. This location that it's in now is it's new. It's not as new as some of the other locations, but it's different than what was originally drawn up. So typically the pin is right there in the front, just a straight beeline, either up to the top of this hill that's to the left of me or a little bit further beyond it. This location is right next to the creek, and you can see the orange mesh there, which is protecting you somewhat from not falling into the creek, but I don't think it saves disc. Alright, and with that we end the back 9. Again, Redan Park, one of the must plays if you're out in the Metro Atlanta area. Again, it's one of the classics. This and Lenora were sites of many Hotlanta tournaments. Enjoy the fish and see you on the next video. Conrad out.